So I like really like the Ansible to be very honest, and like Ansible is one of a configuration management tool. Okay, but it's very helpful for the configuration management. So it is like developed by the Red Hat technologies, and it is used for the configuration management stuff. Now, what do you mean by this statement of configuration management stuff? Anyone has any idea? What do you understand by this?
Uh, I think it's like configuring the properties which we use in our application, like some path variable or some other kind of properties.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, okay. So basically, the configuration management is not with respect to the path variable or something, it's with respect to the configs, or it could be any of the config, whether it could be your application config, whether it could be your the property settings, okay, whether it could be related to your OS related or infra config and these things. Now, if I say this, right, so Ansible is beyond, it's basically a config management and provisioning tool, which basically is doing nothing. It's completely like your chef, puppets, and all these things. Now, in a background, Ansible is also written with the Python only, okay? And the good part is that it does nothing, rather it just does the make the connection with the SSH, okay? You know, that it just makes the SSH connection and uses your SSH thing to connect to the servers, and it run the task. Now, the important good part is that it basically makes an SSH connection, log into the servers, perform the steps or the task or the execution things whichever you have mentioned, and accordingly then it provision your script. Okay, now Ansible is very helpful in some scenarios. Now let's say that the you have 10,000 servers and you want to deploy at some, or you want to load some text file into that 10,000 server. Okay, so how can you do that? Anyone has any idea?
We will make one config, then that config will contain the host name for each server, and we will go through that config file, and accordingly we will write the script for transferring the things.
Yeah, that is one way through which you can do. What is the another? What is the manual approach you will follow? Huh, Shilpa?
Uh, Manually means doing it each and every server, configuring each and every server, which takes a lot of time.
Okay. So if I say that you have to automate this requirement, how will you automate it? It's for everyone.
We have to take
Right.
centralized control of one system, then we have to send the command to all the servers.
Mm.
Networking.
Yeah, see, like overall the use case, yeah, overall the use case looks to be very easy, that you have to just do the FTP to all the 10,000 servers, right? So you'll have one text file or any file where all the 10,000 server list will be there. And then you will have a shell script where you will do the FTP. But the problem is that you should have the connection or the SSH serverless connection enabled from that particular server where your Ansible is running to all the 10,000 servers. Correct? And with the right permissions and right things should be. Now, Ansible does all these things in a very, very easier way, right? Because it always allows you to connect to the SSH servers, just allows you to run the task and these things. So it helps you to perform all, it helps us to perform these operations and to do this stuffs in a much easier and quicker way. Okay, by writing a small lines of a code, it helps you to do that. So Ansible, guys, Ansible follows a YAML structure. Okay, Ansible follows a YAML structure with the same like indentation and these things. A plain simple syntax is there where like you provide this. Now, in the Ansible, there is one important thing known as inventory. Okay, inventory is nothing that is your basically list of your hosts. Okay, which you maintain in a file. Now you can name it anything. Okay, doesn't matter. You can provide the address. But by default, it will be like host. The file name is like host or your inventory file. Now the point is that once you do all these things and once you do write the Ansible inventory and these stuff, okay, so what does it do? Like it basically goes in the background and it allows it start executing all of your task and the steps. Okay, so this is how your it works. Right now your Ansible files, they are all these files are saved with an extension named as .yaml. Okay, or .yaml like this. Now the latest version of Ansible is Ansible 3 and this thing. Okay, through which we works. Now the best or the main important thing is that we need to install the Ansible. Okay, and the sad part is that you cannot install Ansible on Windows because it's a Red Hat based edition, so you cannot install the Ansible on Windows. Okay, so most likely if you have to install the Ansible on the Windows, so you have to do what? Because it does what? It does basically takes care of the managing the remote servers and these things. So it is, you have to install some Linux based system only to run. Okay, it requires a Linux based system to run. Now, if you have to install it to Windows, so you have to basically use what? You have to use either of three things. Okay, either of three things. Either you have to use the CYG Win Windows, either you have to use any virtual machine or enable your Ubuntu. Okay, and once you download the CYG Win and these things and install it, so you have basically like the, so it's give you, allows you to put the connections and these things and you can do with that. Okay, or you set up a virtual box and these things. Now how many of you are using virtual virtual box in your Windows machine so far?
I have installed it and I am using also.
You're using?
Yeah, VirtualBox.
Yeah, I also installed, but it is taking a lot of space. So I just
Ansible is taking a lot of space.
no, the virtual box.
Yeah, virtual box will take a lot of space. Okay, how about Rajeshwari and Shilpa?
I don't have. Yeah, me too.
So let's do one thing, right? If you have installed also, it's fine. If not installed, then also it's fine. Now the important part is that these are the steps which you have to do to install it on a Linux machine. Now, everyone spin up your AWS infra, the Linux machine. Everyone just spin up quickly one in AWS EC2 Linux instance and let me know.
Yeah, done.
What about others?
Yeah, Sachin, I just opened it now.
Vithal,
Yes, Sachin, I am done.
Shilpa,
I'm launching it, Sachin.
Done, guys. Ankit,
Yes.
share your screen. Ansible is very interesting in this thing, in doing practical stuff. Lot of use cases are there. Now, switch to root user. Chalo, everyone run this command.
APT we need to do, right? Or
Yum, you have to use yum. What is you have installed Ubuntu?
not Ubuntu, this is Linux
Acha,
virtual machine, AWS.
Linux virtual machine, na?
Mhm.
Then do yum.
Yum and other things remain same.
I think add will get removed, but run it, enter it.
Not
Yum
found.
add repository name, na? 1 minute.
Hmm.
Do write uname -a
View name
-a space -a. Huh. One. Run this command.
no package available.
Just write, just check if Python is installed here. Just write Python ---- version.
Installed 2.7 version.
Just write pip install Ansible. हो रहा है ना?
Hmm.
So guys, if you have a Python also, right? So you can install Ansible with this way.
In my case, Sachin, a pip command is not found with this tele.
Do you have Python?
Yeah, it is Python is there.
Okay. Which version of Python you have?
2.7.18.
How about others, Rajeshwari?
Yeah, so we need to give these commands now, which you have shared.
You have installed what?
No, I didn't install anything now.
No, you have Linux Ubuntu or which Ubuntu?
No, I
Virtual.
have Windows, not Linux.
You have not spinned up EC2 server.
So I have opened it.
If you have
Oh,
opened it, then install.
I spinned up, I think, Windows server. I don't know.
In
How?
command prompt, which command we need to give?
You don't have to do it in command prompt. You have to open. You cannot install Ansible on a Windows machine. That's what I'm saying since long. You have to spin up a AWS EC2 instance. Remember, guys, the Linux virtual machine or the Ubuntu virtual machine.
Okay.
Hmm.
We will do it again, I think.
You
Is
have
it okay?
it thrown an
Mm,
error now.
It's give some error.
It's okay. Install Python 3, which I have given the commands with that one.
Hmm.
Shilpa, how are you doing?
I have created an instance in AWS, and then via putty and all I have configured. But when I open the instance, it is asking for login as. So when I log in, it is giving an error.
Error?
Yeah, I don't know why. Because previously and all it worked fine, but I don't know why now it is giving the. It shows server refused our key, but I have created a PPK file, and then that one only I have copied in the putty.
It is showing no package people release
Hmm.
available.
I've given you another command, right? EPL
Mhm.
release in Python 3 minus y, right?
Hmm.
Copy
Yes.
that command and run it.
That I already done. Here.
What?
It is already installed. It's showing.
As a Python 3 you have run it. Now what
Hmm.
you are doing?
Now I ran this. Huh.
So you install the another one, Amazon C down, sudo Amazon Linux extras install EPL. Run that command.
Oh, okay.
So Shilpa, you run this command sudo install Python 3-y. Acha, but you are not able to log in, है Hold on, guys. Let's be on every sync, na. Otherwise, one person will be at.
Sachin, I should use I should select Amazon Linux, right? Server.
Either you select the Ubuntu, na. That is much better.
Yeah, I will select.
Ubuntu, whoever not done. Shilpa, share your screen.
Yeah, yeah.
Ankit, stop sharing. I want everyone should be on the same track. Shilpa, do one thing. Go to your
Yeah.
EC instance.
Yeah.
You
This one.
click on OK. Come out of this. Your login is wrong. Your login will be EC2-user, ma'am.
Oh.
Not your Gmail ID.
Oh, it's giving the same.
Where is your screen?
Is it not?
No. EC2-user, not underscore.
Yes, such it is working now. I'll run the above commands.
Run in front of me only, don't worry.
It shows command not found.
We are not able to see your screen, ma'am. You have to run the sudo yum install python 3 wala command. Those people who are installing Ubuntu, they have to run apt add wala. Otherwise, you have to run sudo yum install python 3 -y, that command. Hello. कुछ नहीं हो रहा, क्या हो गया इतना?
So for me, it's already installed. It shows and nothing to do. So do I need to install now Apple release and the?
Yes, yes. You have stopped sharing every time.
Oh, I don't know why it's when I move to the other window, it's
You're not sharing your
stopping.
entire screen, na? That's why.
Yeah.
Share your entire screen. ठीक है. हाँ. अभी what it says that Python 3 is already available. ठीक है. And run that EPL release वाला command. Ankit, yum update you have run?
Yes, I have run, and Ansible is also present now.
Ansible -- version check.
Yes, I checked.
What about you guys, Vithal and Rajeshwari? Where are you?
Yeah, I'm installing.
Yeah, Sachin, here in this screen, what we have to do, I want to know, which is there on the screen now.
1 minute.
Like the putty gen.
Hold on. I'll come back to you. Every time I cannot tell you guys how to log into the EC2 server, guys. I'm coming to you. Okay, you run this command sudo Amazon Linux extras. That command, Shilpa. You see there above there is a command na sudo Amazon Linux extras EPL. This one. This command copy this. Huh.
Which? Oh, this one. Okay.
Press Y. Ankit, whatever command we have run right now for Linux, paste all the commands in the chat window by 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. Okay. Sudo, now next command you write sudo yum space update space -y. You know why we pass this -y, enter. But we pass this -y, guys, because by default we are giving an option as yes here. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it won't ask you to enter those yes and those things. Great. Now write sudo yum space install space Ansible space -y. Now write Ansible minus V. You have Ansible installed here, okay? Write Ansible minus version. You have Ansible
So
installed.
2.9, yeah.
Great. So this is done at your end. Ansible is installed. Now next time, anyways, you will be stopping the server. Tomorrow class,
Yeah.
I want you guys to be ready with this. I don't want
Okay,
you guys
so again, the same comments.
before
we
the
need
class,
to-
you have to run the same commands. If you are launching Linux instance, if you are launching Ubuntu, then different. Ankit has already pasted all the commands. Make a note of
Okay.
those commands somewhere.
Yeah.
Vithal, where are you, sir?
Yeah, Sachin,
Share your screen quickly.
I'm still launching instances. It is crashed that one.
Rajeshwari, share your screen.
Yeah.
Where you got stuck? Open. What is your key? You have chosen a new key or you have existing key only?
Existing only.
Okay. Copy this public IPv4. Go to putty.
Okay.
Go to putty. Not why you are going to putty gen.
Okay.
When
Okay.
you have existing key, no need of putty key gen.
Okay. Okay.
Putty.
No. Oh, sorry.
Go to putty na. Why you are going to putty gen? Write putty here. Go to the second option. First option. Now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Copy your IP.
Mhm.
1 minute. Hold on. Now go to
Mhm.
SSH on the left hand side. On the
Yes,
left hand
over
side,
here.
SSH.
SSH. Okay.
Go to click on auth. Now browse on the right hand side. Browse. What was your key name? This Rajeshwari only.
Yeah.
Open. Accept. You launch Linux server or Ubuntu server.
This is Linux.
Write EC2-user. Enter. Write sudo su minus. Run the commands one by one which Ankit has given. Su space minus.
Okay.
Enter. This is to move to the root user. Run the commands one by one which Ankit has printed here.
Okay. I can see. Just a minute. Yeah.
Copy paste नहीं हो रहा है. Why to waste the time to write when copy paste can be done? ठीक है. Run these commands one by one. Everything will be done. Make a note of these commands. Tomorrow also you have to do the same thing.
Okay.
Okay, Vithal.
Yeah, Sachin, I will do it later. I think I'm lagging. I will do later.
No problem. Now, Ankit, back to you. Screen share.
Yeah.
Now, guys, see one thing. Now we have Ansible installed. Okay. So except Vithal, everyone else has Ansible installed. Am I right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yes, Sachin.
now we have to do few things which has to check that whether what exactly the Ansible has to do. Okay. So right, first of all, we have to do Ansible minus version. Okay, Ansible minus minus version, which basically lets you know that whether the Ansible is installed or not, and what exactly is the version for the Ansible which has been installed.
Currently, it is not showing. Previously, it was showing.
How it can back this? That currently it is not showing. Previously it was showing.
I don't know. Previously, I saw it was showing version currently. See, after that, I run this, which you have sent.
When already you had Ansible, so why you ran that another thing? Anyways, okay. So
Should I run again this or no?
Maybe you need to give Ansible hyphen version v or. Oh,
Not important. Okay, if in someone else's screen it
no,
is
no, hold
installed.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Go to CD etc Ansible. First of all, let me see whether Ansible installed also or not. Just go to CD etc. Huh? Enter.
I think it is not installed.
You don't have, you have an Ansible there. CD Ansible, go there. LS. Now, do guys see this? Okay, do ls minus lrt, please. Now, this is the path where once your Ansible is installed, you have all the configs and these things. Okay, everything will be placed here only. Okay, this has to be very understand by very important. Now, Ansible.config file is very, very important because any configuration changes which we have to make with respect to Ansible, we make changes in this file. Okay, Ansible.cfg. Can you do vi on this Ansible.cfg? Nice. Now here, if you see, it has a lot of conditions, right? That as for sudo password and these things, and a lot of things are commented. Mean those are the default settings which are basically by default it is there. Okay, that it will look for all those things. Doesn't matter. Okay, keep going down. Now here, if you have to make any, again, as I said, the configuration changes, you have to make and disable or enable that here. However, this file is just to understand and think that okay, any configuration changes with respect to Ansible, if I have to make, I'll move and make it here. Okay. Now, come now out of this file. Now we do the vi on host. Now you see, this is the host file. Okay, this is the file where you define all your servers or all your IPs and these things. Okay, by default it will pick up this file only, etc Ansible host. If we make the change to the path of this file, then we have to give the path. Okay, we have to give the inventory path of this host file is nothing, this is an inventory file. Inventory means what? That it's a collection of your servers and these things. Okay, now at the end you can, so right now it's not required that also. So okay, come down, let's see. Now let's try.
This
Hmm?
this much only.
Yeah, come out of this file. Let's try
Yeah.
something to see that if that is running or not. Right, Ansible space all minus m space ping.
It's not running.
Cannot import Ansible collection loader. Any other guy, any other one? Shilpa, can you try running the same command? The reason because Ankit, now you have a two different versions of Ansible, you know. That
I
is
think.
why. Just do which, not Python. You have a two different versions of Ansible itself, sir.
Yeah.
Should get confused now. That what has to be done. Okay, no problem. Go to the CD Okay, and this it will not be there, not CD. Just type which Ansible here.
bin
Now,
Ansible.
now run the same command which you have to run, just write bin Ansible. Okay, what you are doing, write the bin Ansible all minus M ping. I'm giving it exactly the path, bin without not slash, with the slash. Okay. Yeah, you have to uninstall one version actually. Shilpa, share your screen.
Oh, okay, Sachin.
Now you see, once you run this command, Shilpa, you get that provided host list is empty, right?
Yeah.
Reason, because I'll tell you, because your this thing, give me the control. The reason, because you have the host list as empty. Okay, so if I go to cd etc Ansible in your server, and if I do vi host here, so I don't have any such thing. Okay, let's say that I'll delete this entire file. Okay, let's say I delete this entire file here. Hmm, I just nullify this file. Okay, so you are not in the. Okay, it will not allow you because you are not in the. First of all, you have to go to the sudo. You should have installed all that with the sudo root actually. It's okay. Now, so this is my inventory, right? Now I have nullified that inventory. Now here I'm just giving a default IP. Okay, that is my local loopback IP address. Okay. Now if I run the command Ansible all minus M ping. Okay. So you see, it says this, yes, because there's not this. It gives you error that the ping is unreachable. Okay. Ping is unreachable. Now, before that, let's understand the things what is there. Ansible is what? That is a command. Okay. All means your all the servers which are there in your host file, which are there in your host file. Okay. Or in this inventory file. Minus M stands for a module and ping is one of a module. Now, Ansible has a lot of different modules which we use. Now, those modules are nothing. Those modules are only the libraries, only the methods and the things which we use to perform the operations on a different task. Okay. Let's say you have a 10,000 list of servers and you want to really check that whether those 10,000 servers are reachable or not, right? You cannot go and do ping to 10,000 servers manually. Can any one of you do that?
No.
No. So for that, what you will be doing, you will be creating an inventory of those 10,000 servers here, and you will basically establish the Ansible writer at this Ansible command, or let's say you write an Ansible playbook, which we will learn in a later sections, and you will run this command Ansible all minus M ping. Now in your inventory file, whatever the servers are there, it will go and it will run all those servers, okay, with the ping module and give you the result. Now it establishes the SSH connection. You see the down, like if you run this, if you log in via putty also or do SSH, it asks for the SSH connection. So there should be the SSH serverless connections there. Okay. Right now we are just trying to understand the concept. We are not at all understanding the, we are not focusing on the result right now. Okay. What result we are getting it. Now it gives you the result that this server is unreachable, right? This gives you the result that this server is unreachable. Now there is another way through which you can define all the servers and the things. Now another way is that so you can find your own IP address. Okay. You go to So you go to 172.31.87. Now here, let's say that I gave this, okay, my IP address. And here I write 172.37.87.9. Okay. Here I gave this 172.31.87.9. Now the whole point is that if you run Ansible all minus m ping again, now it will go and it will try to run for both the servers. You see, it's still waiting for another server. Okay. It will go and it will try to run for all the servers which are there in your inventory file. You see, it failed for other also because SSH key verification is not failed. However, there I have written Ansible my IP address, okay, minus m ping. Now, now let's say if I want to get through, or if I want to run through only this server, okay, the second server on, I don't want to test it over the another server, the first server. So you can pass this way the alias name. You can categorize the names like this. Likewise, you can write. So let's say you have a prod server, okay? You have a list of production servers here. You want to do with a dev server. You have a dev servers, okay? You have a web servers. You have a web servers. You have a QA servers. You can write up the QA category. So what you have done, you have categorized all your different servers in your one inventory file, okay? Now whatever operation you want to do it on one particular inventory file for a one particular region or category of a server, you will define just that particular name only. Getting my point? Everyone understand the reason to put this alias or the categorization point here?
Yeah.
So likewise, now again, we have a different ways, different things. Okay, we'll establish we'll create one, two more operations and we'll show you that how it can be done with two servers tomorrow. However, right now, understand this thing that what is the use of the inventory file. Now, right now, your default inventory file is located at default place, okay, etc Ansible host. Let's say I'm going to, let's say what I do, that I'll copy this host file to temp host, okay. Sorry. Let's say I copy this host file to temp directory, okay. Now, if you go and if you do the ls to the temp directory, okay, you have this host. You have this, you should have this host file. What is this idiot? Now, when you do this, now you have host file copy here, okay. Right now, at this particular time, 11:40 only, okay, we have copied the host file, okay. Getting it? Now, this host file, I'm just making the name change to host.org. Now, if you run Ansible all minus m ping, what does it gives you an error that no inventory was parsed. Getting it? Means it cannot find the inventory file. Now what you have to do, you have to write -i inventory and this so that it can find out the path of that, okay. -i, and you have to give the temp host, whatever the path is there, -m ping, what the heck it is. Okay, doesn't matter, whatever it is right now, but we give the minus I only. Okay, I'm pretty very sure with that command. Okay, we give this only. It sometimes creates nuisance actually. Yes. So now I will, let's say that for right now, I'll move this host.org with this. Okay. Now you can also define, or you can also change this path if you want to keep it static at here also. You see here the inventory path is what? etc Ansible host. Okay, the default path. So you can also change it. But when you pass the minus I option, the inventory option, it overrides this path. Okay, and it takes out that particular inventory option path. Now, if you run this command Ansible all minus list minus host, so idle basis, this gives you all the host names which are there, or all the hosts which are there in this file. Okay, in the host file. Getting it? Like this, we have a lot of commands, we have a lot of things through which we can play around. But to get to this, or to play around with that, we need to really have a two AWS servers having the SSH serverless connectivity enabled between them. And once you enable that particular connectivity, then only you can execute, or you can enable it. Now, before we come over to the tomorrow class, okay, I want every one of you to launch 3 EC2 instances, one having Ansible installed on it, name it as a master server. The other two servers will have the SSH serverless connectivity enabled by automatically. You have to find out how you have to do that. Okay. You have to enable the SSH serverless connection so that you can log in directly from your master Ansible server to the other two remote servers. Did everyone got my point? What you have to do?
Can you repeat again?
What about other people?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Now the point I'm saying is you have to launch 3 AWS EC2 instance. Okay. You have to launch 3 AWS EC2 instance. In one EC2 instance, you will name it as AWS master server. Okay. Another AWS to another AWS EC2 instance, they should able to connect directly via the SSH mechanism from your first AWS EC2 server. From your first AWS EC2 server, they should able to have a serverless connectivity. Okay. Now, this all gonna help you to make sure that you have one Ansible master server, and from that master server, the other two EC2 instances are able to connect via the SSH directly. And before the class, I want you guys to be ready with it so that we can start exploring exactly what all the things we have in the Ansible. Getting? Everyone, Ankit, you get it?
Yeah, yes, Sachin.
Yashwant?
Yeah, yes, Sachin.
so all instances will be the Linux instances.
Doesn't matter. Any instance you put.
Okay.
One Ansible master, from there I want that you put 10 instance also, but all 10 should be directly able. You should able to directly SSH from your master one. Means
Okay.
you have to enable the SSH connection between all the between your Ansible master and all other instances. See, it's very simple thing, right? What I am saying is, now I said, right, Ansible do what? This is your Ansible master server. Okay, this is your master Ansible server. Now, whatever servers you have, okay, whatever servers you have, Ansible do what? It basically does SSH to all the servers, right? It basically does SSH to all the servers, correct? SSH works on which port? Ankit?
22.
SSH.
8080.
really wanted to take you guys back to your BTech days sometimes. That's right, Shilpa, it's 22, right? So the Ansible works on port number 22. Oh, sorry, SSH works on port number 22, the SSH connection. Okay. Now, Ansible server, this is your Ansible server. This does what? This will basically go and this will take your this will allow the connection to all these things. Okay. Now, once we have this thing here, right? Now, what I want to do is, now you have this server one, you have this server two, you have this server three, and you have this master server. Now let's say I have some text file name as abc.txt, and I want to copy this text file to all the three instances. How you can do? By some one simple command, I can do all these three things. But before that, what I want you guys to do is that you should have one EC2 instance with the master server enabled. You have three another EC2 instance with the SSH connectivity. SSH connectivity means what? Right now, you are able to log in through your local machine to your EC2 instances, right? Directly. Likewise, from this machine, you should able to do SSH and the server IP, and you should able to log into this instance. Likewise, you should able to do this. You should able to do this. Try doing this thing tomorrow. If you are not able to do, anyways, I'm there. If you are able to do, that's wonderful. That should not be a big deal, but try doing this. Okay. Tomorrow again the class is at 4 because I came to Bangalore for the conferences and all these things, and I'm flying back tomorrow to Delhi. So tomorrow again the class is at 4 p.m. only, guys. Okay, remember. So everyone got what exactly we want to do? Any questions so far?
Sachin, I have one question, not related to Ansible, but different thing. How can we kill the process without having port?
Without having port?
Sorry, not port, process ID.
But first of all, what kind of process we call that without having?
That is a local host. Like if we run, suppose if we run Flask application on the EC2, okay, then that is not having port. Oh, sorry, process ID.
But it is having a name, right? But that is
Mm.
also not there.
Yeah, IP is there and port
No,
is
not
there.
name is there, na process. There will be something which will be identifying that process, right? If PID is not there, there would be the name, correct?
Name is not. Name is also not there. It is like slash on dash only.
Dash is what then? No. See, the thing is that you can always kill the process either by the name or by the process ID, right?
Hmm.
Like
Right.
when you issue a command kill, so you with the kill you either give the process ID or you give the process name.
Hmm.
Now, when you do PS minus EF and for that particular process, you see that process running there, right? In the PS minus.
Yes.
Now,
Hmm.
that process, there would be either a PID or a name. Now, you're saying it's a local process, so PID is not there, which I cannot understand. Okay, because for every process, there will be a process ID assigned to it. That's a normal kernel structure, the hierarchy.
Okay.
But in case it is not there, let's say, so you should have a name then, and then you have to kill it with the name. Okay. But if either of the case is not happening, then just connect with me because that's something interesting to see.
No. Actually, in root user I can see, but without root user I cannot see. Just now I run the command, so I can see the
In
IDs.
that case, it could be because your process might be running from the root user. So that's why it's not showing you in the child user. In the
Okay. Okay.
showing only the processes which are associated with the child user or with the parent.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it now. Okay. I was running with root user only. Okay.
Guys, how did you find Ansible so far?
Yeah, it's very interesting stuff. We can do the lot of things with a single command or things like copying the files to the multiple servers and all these stuffs.
Exactly.
Mm.
So there is a lot of things to go with this. Okay, we'll try to make sure that we uh, cover up a lot of things with this, because this is really an interesting one, and you can always do the Red Hat certification also for this one. Okay, guys. So just remember that mm, you. So let's just remember that we go ahead and we make sure that we do whatever else we can do here. So yeah, and make sure that you complete your exercise and the steps tomorrow. Okay. So any questions so far? Guys, any questions? Oh,
Mm,
just terminate your instances if you want to be. Okay. And let's connect again tomorrow, same time, and ensure that we have all those things ready. Okay. With us. Okay. Then thank you, guys. Thank you very much for your
Thanks, Sachin.
learning.
Thanks. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, guys.